You have to wonder sometimes if, like, the people who do fancy YouTube videos with the good quality stuff, who don't accidentally break their camera stands just trying to set up, if they have to do like multiple takes just like in the first minute because they do something like incredibly like wow. And you've seen my quality of videos, so it really leaves to wonder, what exactly did he do that was so bad that even he thought we should probably just restart? And in the first minute, too. Anyway, okay, so our slightly smaller army of nobodies are in the winery. Immediately feel unsettled as you enter this long abandoned winemaking facility. A large wine press dominates the workshop. Someone has painted the wheel with a human woman's face. And yeah. So in the first, allow characters 2 rounds to examine the area, then the haunting sequence begins. I'm not sure what you do in those rounds because I guess you see stuff, but yeah, we're just going to jump straight into the haunting because the haunting is more interesting than, hey, look, there's wine press stuff. There's cash money in here too, but we'll get to that at the end of the adventure because I figure survivors will have way more use for something that they can't actually move. In the first round of combat, the painted face opens its eyes and screams. Okay, so what happens when it screams? Unearthly scream. DC 12 will save or suffer from fright. Okay, so... oh, man. Don't worry, soon everyone will be rigor mortis, and we'll have a small enough number of characters that this won't matter anymore. Okay, so... pass... 20, fail, 1. There we go. Donko, 20. Miller, fail. Soda, pass. Emmy, pass. Bagger, pass. Acceptable. Savetko, natural 20. Let's use up all our good rolls before we get to the finale of this. Bonifacius. Oh, pass. We're just going to call you Bonif. You got a long name. Bank. Fail. Minara. Fail. Okay. Shoemaker. Natural 1. Mostly this just determines who's going to be out of commission for this particular combat. Rando Halfling. Fail. Rudger. Pass. With your -2, you still passed. Well, who am I to deny the dice? Ager, you failed. A little sad about that, but okay. Winreilly. We should give you a new name, like Bob. The Leech. Fail. Okay. Drake, pass? Well, okay, sure. Weaver, pass. There's got to be a better way to do this. If you think of a better way, dear viewer, tell me. It won't help us now because I'm in it, but in the thick of this. But next time we decide to do a funnel or we have too many characters rocking at once for some reason, I'm just going to call you Crowbar. dwarf passes. Cool. Kadawala, fail. Again, there has to be a better way to do this. Kayla, pass. Rando Goliath, natural 1. You know what? I didn't really have high hopes for that guy. Frogawar, who found the bottle in the wall, fail. Okay, so those guys are out of commission for basically, we're going to say this combat. It'll speed things up for us. Okay, so what we got is a much smaller group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 dudes. 12 dudes to rock this. And the target of Ghost Brandolyn, her targeted victim will be... I already rolled for this. I rolled for it on the previous video that I just told you we were not using. I could redo it for you, but I won't. Want to know why? Me too. I want to know too. Okay, so the leech will be the targeted victim. All the doors and windows are shut with a DC strength 20 to open or hack down with 15 points of damage. Okay, probably not doing that. Conjures an animated tool swarm, forcing the rested equipment to attack the PCs. They do not attack the targeted victim or under the influence of her forced willpower, which she hasn't used yet. That's the next round. Okay, tool swarm. Tool swarm, what's your stats? What's your stats? What are your stats? Go away. Go away. Okay, Tool Swarm has an HP of 7. And it'll do 1 point of damage if it connects. Connect. And it attacks... It can attack like 4 dudes at the same time. But I see no reason it would attack the same turn it was summoned, so we're going to take ourselves a turn. Okay, so it gives us a list of ways to try to save the day. So either the targeted victim or 3 other PCs are killed in the room. That's one option. Pouring our brandolyn red in will distract her. We're not doing that because that's money. A descendant of the white grass can calm her as she's still smitten by the resemblance of her ex. Okay, I think we have an elf left. Do we still have an elf? Yeah, we have one elf. Is he related to the white grasses? I don't know. Yes, and... Okay. So we actually have a rando elf who looks like her ex. Okay, so that's one option. Alternatively, someone can make a DC 15 check to be really sympathetic towards angry wine press ghost lady. Or we can break the wine press. These are all options. Would we like to seduce the ghost? No. Okay, the elf is uninterested in getting romantically involved with a wine press ghost. Would we like to try to personality check her? Yeah, that seems legit. And we'll save smashing it for later. Okay, who has a personality? The elf actually does. Rudiger's off. Bonnie might be able to. Well, it looks like most of our good personality checks are either out of commission or they're all dead. Could go either way. So I think Bonifacius has the best chance here. So let's see if he can get a 15. He's got a +2 to this business. You didn't see it, but that was a 4. +2 is 6. Would the elf who doesn't want to seduce the ghost like to send mixed signals? Yes. Confusing the ghost long enough for us to escape. Does that mean the rest of the party gets left behind, or do we drag them out? Is she just thoroughly distracted? $2d4 rounds. Her scream lasts for... Wait, what? A d3 rounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and rule that we can escape with enough time, given our elf sending mixed signals to the ghost. So we get out of there, and if we come back, when we come back around, we can obtain the sweet loot, which is 3 Cladolia hold barely drinkable wine, which are worth 2 each. But if they can figure out a way to move them, they're worth 20 each. Given enough time, I think they would probably figure it out. But we're going to move on, because we got plenty of time for this video to do something besides, flirt with wine press ghosts, faces attacking us with tool swarms. Oh, wait. Should we have tried to deal with that in... You know what? I'm going to say we can probably deal with the tool swarm and get out, because it just speeds things up, and 12 HP... No, it only has like 7, so... And we have enough dudes dealing sweet damage left, even with the fright check from her screaming that the ghost was screaming. That's why they were all set aside. That's why we were checking to see if they were passing and failing. Yeah, I think they would just be able to deal with the tool swarm while the elf was being weird. Being wackadoodle. Okay, so wine storage entrance behind the barn. Enormous stone, 10 feet in diameter. Blocks the entrance. And fresh scratches around the stone's edges, and the dirt looks recently disturbed. Dwarves examining the area. We have a dwarf. Recognize someone attempted to gain entry by moving the stone with a tool, but was unsuccessful. A DC 18 strength check is required to move the stone, and up to 2 PCs can assist adding their strength bonus. Utilizing some sort of lever, such as a crowbar, get an additional bonus. Sure. You have +2. You have +2. You have +2. +2. Please. Are any of these weirdos? Nobody's over here useful. No. +2. No. Absolutely not. +2. +2. Oh, +3. The banker actually is useful for this. So between them, they would have like a plus so much. So the banker is the one leading. Someone has got the crowbar. And then 2 others, or I guess there would just be 1 other helps out. I'm not particularly worried about it because I don't think it really affects the story, except that it must happen for the story to proceed. So we're just going to keep going. I totally just mixed up every single one of the characters. That's going to be a royal hassle as soon as we get to a combat. Actually, I think something else interesting happens before that. So I think it's going to be a moot point. It's not important. Okay, so they find their way through the stone using a crowbar. They are in the wine cave. Think cavern, thick, ripe from fermenting fruit. Wine barrels line the walls. Dolia remain half buried in the earth. Some intact, some not. And turn the page if I can figure out how. How doth one turn page? Yes. How doth one make YouTube video actually interesting to watch? This is closer to just a recording. I wonder if that was an option. Could I have just recorded audio? Would that be easier to upload? I should look into that. That'd be way easier since there's not really anything to see here except for me rolling dice, and that 50% of the time doesn't even make it into the video shot. Okay, 3 barrels cracked and dry, 6 are intact, and each is worth 25 to a merchant. 1 is labeled brandolyn red and is worth 75 to a merchant and twice that to Lotrin. Pair of cave centipedes. Attack if disturbed. We go first though, so they both have 4 HP, but they do horrible things to us if they make contact. I don't know that this is even worth rolling for, because this is going to be brief, I think. No. No. It would be brief if I had sorted it like I said I was gonna, and then I was like, oh no, we don't need to do that because they're all gonna die in just a second. And then they proceeded to not die. La da da cha cha, real smooth, cha cha real smooth, cha 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 real smooth now. Cha cha real smooth, cha cha real smooth now, cha cha real smooth, cha cha real smooth, cha cha real smooth, cha real smooth, cha cha real smooth. Yeah, no, there's a few combat encounters before they all start dying again. For a scary story, surprisingly, a surprising number of combats. Okay, so let's send in Mr. Zweihander first. That's the elf. The elf with the Zweihander applies to a cave centipede, fails. Okay, I hope the next time we roll save versus die for everyone. Rudiger, contact and kill. Takes out a cave centipede quick. See, Mr. Elf, do what Rudiger does. Don't be awful at things. Shoemaker does 3 damage, which doesn't kill it, but hey, I'll accept that over completely missing. Minara, I said we would accept it over completely missing. Soda uses a trident, misses. You know what? Y'all are being difficult. Emmy with a spear. Why are you like this? The Miller with a spear. Let me just keep my mouth shut. That's what we're gonna do. Donko, natural 20. Donko, natural 20s with a spear. No, it's a pitchfork. Sorry. It does the same thing as a spear. And that leaves our ranged guys with nothing to do. That's okay. Oh, we had other guys who could have been in the melee. Why didn't I roll for them? That's weird. I don't know what got into me. Okay, well, we found sweet loot in the form of things that we can't actually carry, but will tally up at the end of the adventure. Otherwise, these characters will have nothing going into the world full of giants and monsters, goblins, and, people. The Vintner family mausoleum. In perspective, I don't know why this army of characters would go grave robbing like this, but that's okay. Inside the mausoleum, 4 sealed crypt. Tarnished copper plates. Crypts can be opened with a DC 12 strength check or inflicting 10 HP of bludgeoning damage. I would say with given enough time, and I see no reason to rush, our characters would succeed on that check. Or they would deal 10 points of damage. I mean, I guess. Top left, brandolyn Vintner, wife of Gage. Taken too soon. Covered in frost. Inside is the skeletal remains of Brandolyn. Her head is missing. That tracks. Bottom left, Gage, devoted husband. Okay. Crypt is empty. Bottom has been tunneled into from below. A vertical shaft descends 15 feet straight down. Requires an agility check or take damage from falling 15 feet. Top right, Heinrich Vintner, Slayer of the Ant-Men. Hero of Pallet Town. Contains Heinrich's intact skeletal remains dressed in funeral finery with 12 S of jewelry and a plain but functional longsword. Ooh. Cash prize and weapons. Okay, one of you nobodies. You're going to be useful now. No. Okay, I said be useful. Does anyone actually have a strength score to do this? Excuse me. We'll give it to Rando with +2 strength. I know I did the housekeeping on off screen between videos, but I don't know that this is enough to be concerned with. Okay, fair. You are now part of the team. There you go. Ooh. Bottom right, Margrethe Vintner, wife of Heinrich. Her remains animate into a gourd puppet. What? It's a puppet. Has HP of 8, transforms into a swarm of seedlings at 0 HP. The seedlings have HP of 6 and do 1 point of damage, but they do an area attack. Half damage from non-AoEs. Oh my goodness. Okay, what a hassle. Okay, were we prepared? Nope, it goes first. Okay, puppeteer, use your claw. Puppety thing. Who opened this? Who has the crowbar? You'll take the hit. Mr. Crowbar, give me the news. Oh, you have the guy with the new longsword has the crowbar, so he'll take the hit. And it says a D5 for damage, but I think we'll just go up to a D6 because that's easier. He dodges the meat puppet, the gourd. Okay, so Rando with no name, but he has a spyglass, a crowbar, and stuff that he looted from a grave. He swings the longsword. There's that. And misses. I would probably miss too if something got attacked by a puppet. The banker goes in for a swing and misses. The halfling. Oh wait, we have the elf with the Zweihander. That'll end this fast if it hits. Contact for 5. Okay, well, it should have. It's 3 dudes in the melee. Can't do a whole lot more. How about Rando halfling with a short sword? Nope. Halfling City Watch. No. Oh, is that 5? Okay, I'll take one more. Shoemaker, you're a priest. Do something useful about the undead. Natural 20. Shoemaker, I'm proud of you. Okay, it dissolves into a swarm. I don't think we would need to roll for combat again. So suddenly swarm, half damage from non-AoEs. So I guess we're just stuck stabbing the ground. We have 6 dudes in the melee now, so we'll do reach weapons. And we're going to conserve ammo from the ranged. Half damage from these, but it only has 6 HP. Soda with a trident. Contact, half damage, 1 divided in half. I'm calling it 1. Elephant deals 1 damage. The Miller with a spear. Contact for 1 point of damage. Look, I'm working with what I got here, guys. Donko with a pitchfork. Miss. How did you miss? Emmy Steinbach. Apply damage? No. No damage for you. Okay, 10-foot square would be... You know, it occurred to me that Living Stain was probably actually supposed to do quite a bit of... hit quite a few characters at once. Because 20 by 20 would be a lot. Like 16 dudes at once. I mean, it's not really important, but it would have. So 10 by 10 would be like 4 dudes at the same time. Okay, I'll roll a d6 to see who doesn't get hit. Since I'm starting with these guys. 1, 2, 3. You're fine. And you're fine. So you all have to dodge. Or would it just be an auto hit? Bite the feet of all targets within 10 feet. Just take a point of damage each? You would all die. Every last one of you would be dead. Am I upset by that? I mean, that's our only elf, and we don't have a whole lot of halflings. I'm going to give you a shot. I'll give each of you a chance. You fail. You, elf, natural 20. You get to swing. Swing your joie. Fail. But you survived. Shoemaker survives. Minara Rosegrain. Pass. Okay, so only this guy who went grave robbing died. We'll loot his corpse in a minute. I felt kind of cheaty. Should I have just killed them all? Let them die to a swarm of angry seeds popping out of dead bodies? That sounded so unhinged. Okay, it's our turn again. We have... So we still have 5 dudes. Okay, let's see if, what's-his-face, the elf, can finish it. You have a nothing to strength, so you successfully missed a swarm. Shoemaker, what do you got? Nothing. Minara? Something good? No. You're all useless. Banker, what do you have? Banker with the axe. Fail. Rando halfling number 2. Fail. You are all useless. Okay, Rudger, are you busy? You can go in, right? Rudger did something useful. Non-AoE attack, though. Okay, Soda with the trident. Fail. Miller. Contact for 3. Kills it. Forget you guys. The Miller did what none of you could. How did the guy with the Zweihander fail so badly? Rando number 30 died because of your failures. Someone else can take his loot, though. Who else has a +2 to strength? The leech? I think it's going to be the leech. Yeah, leech. Okay. It's 30 minutes, so we're going to call it here, and I'm going to do the next portion, and then I'm going to call it done for the evening. And I'm just going to dump them all on the internet because clearly me trying to pace myself doesn't work. Instead, spamming it is the way to go. That's not the way to go. That's really undisciplined. And we're going to make so little progress if I keep doing that. But it'll work for now. Because something is more than nothing. I think. I don't know. I didn't go to math school. Whatever. Thanks for sticking with it for 30 more minutes. Peace.